My parents always favored my little brother Oscar over me. They skipped my birthday celebrations for his, bought him a car at 12 while I got nothing, and laughed when I asked for college help. At 22, during Oscar's community college party, my dad announced they were covering his tuition and buying him a house. Something shattered inside me. I filmed it all and posted the video online. My family screamed they hated me. 2 days later, my grandfather threatened to remove my parents from his will, forcing a hollow apology. But before I could process that victory, my grandmother ended up in the hospital. Someone had poisoned her with laxative powder. The doctor said we'd arrive 4 hours later and she'd be dead. I knew it was Oscar. Security footage showed him disappearing into the kitchen during dinner, and the restaurant was missing industrial laxative powder. But there was no direct proof of him poisoning her. I decided to document everything. I installed hidden cameras throughout the house and caught him sneaking in at 3 in the morning with a copy key, standing over Granny's bed, tampering with her water glass. I had the footage backed up everywhere. When I showed my parents, Oscar claimed I deepfaked it out of jealousy. They believed him. The family split apart. I pretended to make peace with Oscar, acting supportive until he trusted me alone in his house. That's when I found his journals hidden under his bed. Years of detailed notes about manipulating our parents, psychological tactics for gaslighting, and recent entries about Granny being an obstacle that needed removal. Pages of poison research. I photographed everything. My grandfather presented the evidence at a family meeting. Security footage, journals, handwriting analysis. Oscar's mask slipped. He jumped up screaming that I'd planted everything. Then his story kept changing. My mother's face went white when she read an entry about him manipulating them into buying the car for his 16th birthday. Oscar lunged at me, screaming that Granny deserved to pay for turning our parents against him. He pulled a knife before Catherine, the private investigator we'd hired, burst through the door with police. Oscar was arrested. He made bail with an ankle monitor, but the harassment continued. Photos arrived showing he'd been watching us, following Granny's nurse, buying opioids. We set a trap with a fake hospital appointment. Catherine caught him entering with enough opioids to cause a fatal overdose. 3 weeks before trial, he cut off his ankle monitor and disappeared. He'd been planning his escape for months, getting a fake ID and emptying accounts. Then he escalated. He kidnapped Granny from our house, demanding I confess to forging evidence and pay him the inheritance. The FBI got involved. Catherine tracked him to a cabin where he was holding Granny with an accomplice, a con artist named Karen who'd found him on inheritance forums. They rescued Granny unharmed. Oscar received 25 years. Karen got 30. My parents finally saw what their favoritism had created, but the damage was done. They moved out of state, eventually volunteering with troubled youth to atone. My grandparents officially adopted me at 23. I finished college debt-free and started therapy. Years later, Oscar wrote from prison claiming he'd changed. I never responded. Some bridges can't be rebuilt. I built a family with someone who understood my complicated history, ensuring our children never knew that rejection. My grandpa and I take care of each other now, visiting Granny's grave every Sunday. I'm okay. More than okay. I have the family I chose and the life I built. Sometimes that's the best revenge of all.